Okay, let's dive into one of the coolest stories in astronomy that almost nobody knows about. We're going to talk about an object that's orbiting our planet right now, often called Earth's second moon.
It's a totally fair question, right? And the answer is pretty fascinating. The thing is, right now, as we speak, there is another object in a stable orbit around the Earth. So why isn't this common knowledge? Well, it's this incredible mix of just cosmic chance and some really recent and frankly puzzling scientific discovery.
So let's meet our hidden companion. Its name is Kamo'oalewa. It's a Hawaiian name, and it translates to a wobbling celestial object, which, as you're about to see, is the absolute perfect description for this strange little guy.
You can see why it stayed hidden for so long. First off, nobody even knew it existed until 2016, and you can only really see it for a few weeks every single April. In fact, its behavior was so weird that the astronomers who first spotted it, they genuinely thought their telescopes were on the fritz.
And it is tiny. I mean, we are talking about an object that's only about 60 meters across. To give you some perspective, that's about the size of a big Ferris wheel. Just a little speck compared to our main moon, which makes spotting it incredibly difficult.
But where things get really, really strange is its orbit. It doesn't just circle us in a nice, simple path like the moon does. Nope. Kamo'oalewa moves in this really complex corkscrew spiral, a kind of orbital dance that just had scientists scratching their heads.
So you've got all these weird characteristics, right? It's small, it's hard to see, it has this totally bizarre orbit. It all created this huge puzzle for astronomers. They had to figure out what this wobbling anomaly actually was.
The first logical guess, the most obvious answer, was that Kamo'oalewa is just a captured asteroid. A random piece of space rock that got a little too close to Earth and got sucked in by our gravity. Happens all the time in the solar system. Simple, right? Well, it wasn't that simple at all.
So scientists ran this critical test. It's called a spectral analysis. Basically, they look at the light that's reflecting off the object, and that light's signature tells them what it's made of. And what they found, well, it completely blew that whole asteroid theory right out of the water.
The light bouncing off Kamo'oalewa didn't match any known asteroid type, not even close. Instead, it was a near-perfect match for lunar rock from our very own moon. And that discovery, it changed absolutely everything.
I mean, think about how incredible that is. This thing wasn't some alien visitor from the asteroid belt. In a very real way, it was a piece of home. This pointed to a much, much deeper connection to our planet and our moon than anyone had ever imagined.
So the leading theory now, and this is just wild, is that millions of years ago, a huge asteroid slammed into the moon. The impact was so powerful that it literally blasted a chunk of the moon's surface out into space, and that chunk eventually settled into its own strange, stable orbit around us.
But remember, that's still a theory. And in science, a really cool theory is great, but you need proof. And that brings us to the next super exciting chapter in this story, a mission to actually go visit Kamo'oalewa and find out the truth for good.
Yeah, this story is still being written. After it was discovered back in 2016, the next huge step is coming up in 2025. That's when China's Tianwen-2 mission is scheduled to actually get there. The plan is to land on it, grab some physical samples, and then bring them all the way back here to Earth.
And really, the stakes could not be higher for this theory. This is the make or break moment. The data from those samples will either be the final definitive proof that Kamo'oalewa is a long-lost piece of our moon, or it could completely shatter that idea and send everyone back to the drawing board.
Now, what if I told you Kamo'oalewa isn't totally unique? In a way, its discovery has opened our eyes to this whole new class of celestial objects, these temporary companions to our planet that we now call mini-moons.
So what's a mini-moon? Well, think of it like a cosmic hitchhiker. It's basically any object that gets temporarily snagged by Earth's gravity. It'll orbit us for a few months, maybe a few years, kind of like a second moon, and then its path eventually slingshots it back out into deep space. So what we're learning is that Earth has probably had tons of these temporary moons throughout its history. Kamo'oalewa is just special because its orbit is so stable and it seems to have come from our moon. But the big takeaway here is that there could be other, smaller mini-moons orbiting us right now, and we just haven't found them yet.
This just completely reframes how we should see our planet, doesn't it? Earth isn't just this lonely blue marble flying through the void. It's more like a massive gravitational collector, constantly and quietly interacting with everything around it, pulling in these little companions from the vastness of space.
It all leads to this really profound thought. Kamo'oalewa has been up there orbiting with us through all of human history. It was there when the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids and when the Romans built their empire. So in a way, there have always been two moons. We just didn't know we were supposed to be looking for a second one.
And that just leaves you with this one last, incredible question. If something the size of a Ferris wheel could be orbiting our planet completely undetected until 2016, it really makes you wonder, what other amazing secrets is the night sky still hiding from us, just waiting for us to find them?